The Bitcoin halving is coming within 3 to 4 days, and this is a crazy big event because it only happens once every 4 years. The 4-year cycle of Bitcoin, very interesting, guys. And guys, simply said, for the supply of Bitcoin, this basically means that miners are generating less Bitcoin, and miners are also potential sellers, and therefore less Bitcoin could be sold on the markets from the miner side. But in 2023, I've been very bearish on the Bitcoin halving this year because I've actually been saying that I think there's a big chance that Bitcoin is going to top, and that's because of the 16-year cycle. And this is very a nice article included over on Nasdaq.com. But what is the characteristic right here, guys? What is the characteristic of a 16-year cycle? And are we right now in that 16-year cycle? Well, if we go to the Bitcoin price right here, we already see that Bitcoin has seen a very accelerated bull market already so far. That is different than previous bull markets. However, and this is one important thing I want to make, if we do see the 16-year cycle play out, then I would say one of the characteristics of that 16-year cycle is a very big blow off top. I would say price characteristics of a 16-year cycle, the end of that 16-year cycle, would look more, in my opinions, as something like this than as something like this. So therefore, I think right now, looking at the bull market, it does not look that Bitcoin has stopped. Then comes the question, of course, but what then? What do we see right now? There's a lot of turmoil in the world going on, and Bitcoin is seeing a correction. Well, if we go to the regular financial markets, guys, the regular financial markets honestly are not looking that clean. As you can see, we are touching the resistance of this rising channel, which means that most likely we will see a further correction in the regular financial markets, which can cause for some selling pressure on Bitcoin too. So guys, couple of scenarios are possible. I'm just going to lay them out for you very clear on the chart. If we are seeing the 16-year cycle still playing out, which I think is definitely a possibility, as the cycle is already looking different than previous cycles, then we could consolidate until the middle of May, but I would definitely expect Bitcoin afterwards to accelerate again to the upside, break all-time highs, and then the real euphoria is going to begin. You will see it on news, stuff like that, but that also means that we are going into that blow of top phase, and that we are going to top in the year 2024, and that top might be between 100 and 150,000 US dollars. This would actually be a short-term bullish, but long-term the more bearish scenario. If we look at the more bullish scenario, that is that we could see a regular 4-year cycle, that we probably see a top around 2025. So that means that Bitcoin in the shorter term time frame can still do a lot of things, including seeing a heavy correction, maybe to 50,000 US dollars, move sideways for a long time, and then in 2025 started acceleration, and eventually late 2025 we are going to top. I don't necessarily like this scenario because we also are seeing rate cuts coming in. The regular financial markets is definitely a house of cards that is shaking as well. So I don't really see how this is going to play out, but this is definitely a possibility. And the last possibility, which I think is definitely the less likely possibility, is that Bitcoin here is going to roll over and is going to, right now it's entering that bear market. I don't think that's the case, but if that were to be the case, one important level that we need to break, of course, is 50,000 US dollars. If we break 50,000 US dollars, definitely the chances are increasing that we have seen a top for now, and that we are at least a midterm / long-term top, and that Bitcoin is going to see a further correction. Then guys, I want to bring your attention to some altcoins, because a lot of people are trading altcoins, of course, and although Bitcoin has seen a massive acceleration, we are not yet seeing that over on all the altcoins, and some altcoins are even looking right now like they are breaking some major support levels, which frankly I think is pretty a big warning sign. And this is just something I wanted to share with you. We have here DYDX, which we have been trading so good this year and last year over on Will Alerts and right here on the channel. We basically longed every green box right here. And the first green box, we made a trade of over 150%. The second time we made a trade of over 100%. And right now I think the green box could be a great buying opportunity, but it looks like that there's also a possibility that we break through. It does look like a capitulation wick, so we have to see how this is going to play out, like over the next coming days ahead, maybe a couple of weeks. If we can get back into this channel, then definitely looks very bullish. But if we do do see something like a retest and then just like pass these lows again, I would say that's definitely bearish, and altcoins could see a further correction. This is not the only one, guys. There are more altcoins, for example, like XRP. Maybe a lot of people are waiting for this to blow off. I actually would expected that XRP would have rallied this much. We haven't seen it, but right now we have some uptrending support that looks to be broken right now, but I still want to give it the benefit of the doubt. So if this is going to, in the next coming days and stuff, maybe weeks, is going to go get back into this pattern, then that would be a very bullish sign. But if we, like I said, if we see like a retest and we surpass these lows right here, it's very bearish. And yeah, XRP could definitely see, yeah, going to lower levels, maybe even like slash in half what we have from the levels that we are trading off right now. Then, guys, let's have a look at the pro charts from Will Portal, and I have to say that this indicator, or these charts, these pro charts, this system, this software has been proven to be a very good trading software in order to make short-term price predictions on Bitcoin. We also see a lot of sign-ups even after the discount, so I'm very happy with that, guys. And I also want to share with you that all the revenue that we right now make with this website is directly going into the website, and we are working on so many things right now. Alerts are coming, artificial intelligence, machine learning that is going to predict the price based on our indicators is also coming. A lot of things are coming. So we are working very hard on our end. But let's have a look what Will Portal has to say right now. So for example, right here, we already could see that we went from a high intensity red to a low intensity red. So that means that the selling pressure is decreasing. Price went up a little bit, but when the price went up, we see high intensity red. We have the support, which is the blue line, resistance, which is the red line. We got rejected from the resistance, and then we just came down. But what we are seeing right now is starting to look a little bit more interesting, guys. And this is really the back end, the backbone of all the data that you can have with Bitcoin, which you can basically not see on this specific chart. So when, like I said, in the 4-hour time frame, it looks like we are at support. We might see some bullish divergences. That is nice, but what is the data telling us? So what we can see right here is the first time since a very long time we actually have buying pressure on the price of Bitcoin. The last time we have buying pressure was right here, and the time before that when we had buying pressure, it's pretty long time ago. It was right here when Bitcoin was trading at 28,000 US dollars. This is for me a very good sign because the selling pressure is very low, the buying pressure is very high. If we are still in a bull market, I would expect Bitcoin to accelerate eventually from these levels and don't fall too much further, as long as we are seeing buying pressure. If this buying pressure results in selling pressure, so it becomes red again and the intensity of the red is increasing while Bitcoin is moving sideways, definitely a big warning signal, and most likely Bitcoin will dump further. Another thing that I want to bring your attention to, and that is one thing that's not really aligning with this data right now, that is the sentiment. So I want to bring up the sentiment, and I'm going to remove the heat map because they can conflict when they are both green. But what we can see right here is that the sentiment was extremely bullish, as you can see right here. That's bearish, so the price comes down. Also has been a very, very good indicator. General sentiment bearish, price goes up. General sentiment is bullish, price goes down. Sentiment is bearish, price goes up. Sentiment is bullish, price goes down. Guys, this is so powerful, and we're actually going to start build a bot that will automatically buy on days when the sentiment is very negative. Also coming soon to Will Portal, guys. But what we are seeing right now, and that is what bothers me a little bit, is that the indicators of momentum are actually looking good. The buying pressure coming is looking good, but the sentiment right here is bullish. So that still tells me that too many people are bullish in the markets. Therefore, they are for sure like easier going into long positions, which eventually can create selling pressure on the price of Bitcoin. So in an ultimate situation, I actually would like to see that the sentiment is going to turn bearish right here and not really bullish. That is definitely something that I think is very important. If we go to the 1 hour time frame, we can see that, yes, the momentum indicators are coming up. This is actually a very nice setup for a long position, if you ask me. We got bullish divergence, momentum indicator coming up on the 1 hour time frame. And we do have the positive sentiment, but if we bring out the heat map, we can also see that we have the buying pressure coming in, right? Very unique, because we haven't seen that for quite a while. So I definitely think that on the 1 hour time frame, Bitcoin is setting up to bounce right here, and that also aligns with our story of the mid 60-day cycle right here with the falling wedge formation. So I think that we can go up right here in the shorter term time frame. The big question is, of course, what Bitcoin on the macro is going to do. If we're going to go up here, what are we going to do? Are we going to roll over? Are we going to surpass this low? Will the next 60-day cycle low maybe be at 50k? Or will we just move sideways and the next 60-day low will be in this range in the half of May, and then eventually we can continue this bull market? Guys, let me know in the comment section what you think is going to happen with Bitcoin. Are we going to see lower levels, maybe 50,000 US dollars, or are we going to move sideways, build a nice base around this previous all-time high, and then break out to the upside? Then guys, some tokens that we shared over on Will Alerts, which is a private Telegram channel which you can basically access for free. The only thing you need to do is you need to be an affiliate of us on Bybit. You can sign up with the link down below and submit your user ID. But we actually called some pretty nice tokens right here. And one is the token from the Femex exchange. And since we called this token, it actually has been outperforming Bitcoin also during this drop. So this is our entry roughly at 72 to 73 cents, and even though Bitcoin has been seeing a massive correction, this thing is still up 16 to 20%. So you would not only be losing US dollar value equivalent of your portfolio, but actually make money during this correction. And also when we have a look at another token that we called right here, also again an exchange token, that is Apex. Apex is also holding pretty good, and we actually traded Apex the moment we had a breakout from this declining resistance when it was trading at 25 cents. Right now it still has done a 10x from these levels, at least still after the correction of Bitcoin, right? So we were even trading at almost $4 after 25 cents. But okay guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, make sure to smash up the thumbs up button. Let me know in the comment section if you think that the Bitcoin halving will be a bullish or bearish event if we look at the time span of the next 1 to 2 years. Okay, let me know in the comment section guys. I'm very curious what you think about this. And I wish you all a beautiful day, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video. Bye bye.